Hi, I'm Benjamin Yang, and on this channel, I talk about biology and biology-related student matters as I am an educator that take care of students, helping them to prepare for the A-levels. And in today's video, I answered the age-old question where many years I get this question repeated umpteen times without fail because many students didn't do well in their first attempt at the A-levels. And they are coming to me because they want to repeat this again. So the question is, should I repeat A-levels? I frequently tell prospective students that you should not consider repeating. Let me repeat this once again. You should not consider repeating the exams unless, we'll talk about the unless later, but why would I have this perspective even though I would be turning away potential business? That is because the exams, especially the Singapore Cambridge version, is very tough. And you cannot pick the best of both worlds. Like you have two separate attempts. You take what is good in the first attempt, what's good in the second attempt, and you mash them together to form a flawless record of the exams. Unfortunately, the results have to be taken wholesale in most cases. So many students I've seen who attempted the A-levels again did not do as well. In fact, some of them may do even worse than before. If that were the case, you have wasted the entire year preparing for the retakes. So is that worth it? For some students who come to me to enroll into my tuition courses in order to get them ready for the A-levels, they come to me to repeat because they cannot gain admissions into some of the most competitive courses that the universities offer, like for example, medicine, dentistry, law, and they want to boost their grades up in this next attempt so that they can gain admissions into these competitive courses. For these people, I frequently tell them that there may be other ways besides repeating the course, especially if you are doing the Cambridge Singapore version, because it is so competitive, it is so tough, you have to put in so much of your effort, and then only to either match the grades or do even worse than before would meant that you have wasted the entire year once again. And besides that, there are many other ways which are less painful. Like for example, Australia has a foundation program, and I've got students who don't seem to do too well or be able to flourish in a Singaporean system, only to go to Australia and to start to flower, to find their footing. I've got students with the Singaporean system is just average, but when they reach Australia and start doing the foundation program, they get onto the dean's list semester after semester, and they are the top of their cohort. So that's the first thing. And the next thing is they then, through the foundation program, where they found their footing, easily get themselves into the medical programs, the dental programs and whatnot, giving them the course that they desire and to do it with style. So sometimes the Singapore system might not be the most suitable, but with the alternative system, these students find a second wind. So it's not necessary to go through the Singapore Cambridge A-level examinations all over again if you can find a way to avoid it. And there are many alternatives out there. So after all that I've said, there are some students who think that they still want to repeat the A-levels. And for these people, the next question I will ask is whether you're a guy or a girl. This is pertaining to the Singaporean Cambridge A-levels. This is because for the guys, especially if they're Singaporeans, the next thing they have to do is to enroll into NS, National Service, which is conscription. So they have to hold a full-time job of being an army soldier. And during this time, the guys would want to use their own time to prepare for the A-level exams. So if you are a guy and you want to retake the A-levels, my advice is to tell you, please don't. Even though I may lose potential business, but please don't. That's because in all the years, I've approaching 20 years of teaching, since 2004 until today, I've never encountered a male who is successfully completed the A-level exams and gotten grades even better than the first attempt. This is because the conscription process, they don't take into consideration whether you are preparing as a private candidate, whether you're preparing for exams, and whatever you do in your free time and in your own time. They would not give you any leeway because you are taking the taxpayers' money, right? Getting a salary. So you're expected to contribute 100, if not 200%, in the hours where you are being paid. So when these students who are doing the NS and they come to my classes, you can literally see blood drain from their faces. And they are rocking left, right, and center because they are so tired after a full day of work. And as a soldier, the work is physically exhausting. So when they come to me, they are already physically drained. They don't have any mental capacity in order to digest the high level material. So if you're a guy, the battle is half lost. But if you are a female and you want to repeat the Cambridge Singapore A-levels, and you think that, the first attempt, you weren't really putting in any effort at all, and you want to, this time round, you're serious about it, and you really want to make a difference, right? So then, if you're a female, your chances may be a bit higher if you're willing to commit your life 300% into the A-levels that's in front of you. And despite what I say, there are still some students who are adamant that they really want to do it. And for these students, the next thing I'll tell you is that you have to approach, let's say if you are going to redo your exams again, you have to approach it in a different way. Whatever you have been doing in the past is clearly not working for you. If you're going to apply the same strategies, the same methods, the same intensity, then the outcome will only be the same. The only way that you are going to make a difference this next try of the A-level exams is to make sure you do something really different. If you don't have a guidance, then you look for someone who has analyzed, has got subject mastery, and knows exactly what's going on in the exams to be able to guide you, because you'll be outside of the system if you're a private candidate. So you've got to find someone who's experienced enough to be able to lead you instead of leading the blind because you got very little time. If your method of studying is just reading the notes thinking that you have studied, then that is the wrong approach. You have got to change the approach. It doesn't mean that, I didn't study enough. So last time I studied 1 hour, so this time I study 5 hours. Maybe that extra hour is going to help. But if you don't fundamentally change the way you're going to study, if you're going to use all the same techniques which have not been working, the outcome will still be the same. So if you really want to commit yourself into the repeating of the exams again, something's got to change. You've got to approach the exams in a more intelligent manner to upgrade all these techniques, exam techniques, to make sure you know the rules to a game and you play by the rules to achieve the outcome that you so desire. Finally, my advice to you, if you are still interested in repeating your A-levels, is to grab every advantage you can get. And this is especially true for those who are doing the Singapore-Cambridge version of the A-levels. Because for your subject combination, there will be 1 H1 and 3 H2s. Let's say if you're not doing 4 H2 subjects. And for the 1 H1, if you can do very well for that, which is not GP, so that 1 H1, if you can get A or B, then that 1 H1, you do not need to retake again as a private candidate the next time. So if you do that, you have one less subject that you need to concentrate, giving you a lot more time to focus on the remaining 3 H2s plus GP. So for those of you who can grab onto little advantages like this may then allow you to get into contention in the distribution curve, right? To get towards the side where you can achieve straight A's in your exams. And if you're going to do that this year, I am hoping that it will be a successful attempt for you.